Hello and welcome to this Red Gaming Tech video, myself and Marta, where as always I'm here with the latest from the tech world in the last 24 or so hours. Now I have quite a bit of AMD news to kick things off for you today, and we're going to start today's video off with the one and only Vega 20. So what do we actually have for you on this particular topic? Well, we actually have a source of Gamers Nexus this time around. You will find their website linked in the description below this video. So, we have been talking an awful lot about Vega 20 recently, including alleged leaked benchmarks of early engineering samples that have been doing the rounds on the internet, all that sort of stuff, speculation as to the performance of this particular graphics cards, all that sort of stuff. Now, according to the sources of Gamers Nexus, we will not be seeing any Vega 20, which of course is going to be the first 7nm GPU, launch before the end of this year. In fact, according again to these sources, we're not going to be seeing them until at least the end of Q1 2019. Now, Q1 is going to be the end of April. Now, according to Gamers Nexus, these sources are reliable, and they also refuted the recent benchmarks which I just recently mentioned. So, as with any rumour or statement that does not come from the mouth of AMD in this particular case, we should treat this with a healthy dash of cynicism. But it is still interesting to note. And kind of following up from this, we do have an interesting comment from AMD's Lisa Su in a recent interview with Barons.com, which actually follows on rather nicely from this. Now, the bulk of the interview is mostly around the recent tariffs of 10% on imports from China. Now, of course, that is going to be affecting technology. As I've already stated, we have discussed this in the past, so go watch one of our previous videos if you want the full lowdown on what's going on. Its tariffs affect many technologies made in China, including, of course, PC-related components. So that's mostly what the interview is about. So I will include a link, again, of course, in the description below this video, so do check it out. But near the end, we do have a comment regarding what we're doing in terms of graphics from AMD. And she says, quote, "We will be competitive in high-end graphics, so making high-performing quality products and building a long-term solid foundation." So obviously everyone has kind of been waiting to see what AMD are actually going to do, because Nvidia, as I've stated many times, very much have the run of the place when it comes to the high end. There's just nothing there from AMD to challenge what's going on with Turing, for instance. So obviously if we were to see a sooner than expected launch of Vega 20, and if it were to actually even slightly be challenging to Turing or just kind of be in the high end, then that would be interesting to see, but at least according to Gamers Nexus, that's not going to be the case. But despite what's going on with Nvidia, they are fairly confident, it seems, at least according to this interview with Lisa Su. So we're going to move away from the high end for a second, back to the Radeon RX 590. And yeah, it seems that we just can't shut up about this particular graphics card. After those first few rumours about Polaris 30, they have been coming pretty much thick and fast. And we have yet another rumour to add to the pile for you today, as we have two photographs thanks to Andreas Schilling, who is an editor over at Hardware Lux. This is all thanks to a tweet that he put up. So again, there's going to be a link in the description below. Lots of sources for you today. So obviously, this not only confirms the existence of the RX 590, as we've got some rather nice clear shots of the box itself. We also see that, yes, the RX 590 will be making use of the 12nm FinFET process. Now, sadly, the specs on the side of the box that he did post didn't reveal anything more than that, sadly. Obviously, we see, HDR, Radeon Chill, Radeon Relive, all that sort of stuff. But the main thing to take away here is that FinFET 12. That obviously has been consistent across all of the rumours regarding the Radeon RX 590. Now, this is probably just going to be an addition to what we already see with the Radeon lineup. Just another sort of improved SKU to go sort of above the RX 580 is pretty much what I am expecting. It is unclear at the moment how this is going to affect existing Polaris products. Obviously, any other changes we might see, that sort of stuff. But we, of course, have heard numerous rumours. I discussed just yesterday the expected release date for this particular GPU, that being November the 15th. Again, that is a rumour, just to be clear. So we would see a reveal, like a proper reveal from AMD before too long, if indeed that is the case. But speaking of graphics cards, we actually have something regarding the GDDR5X variant of the GTX 1060. Now what we actually have here is a specs list put out by Palit of the GDDR5X refresh. And what we are seeing here is unfortunately disappointing from this particular entry into the already stuffed GTX 1060 lineup of cards. Now, in terms of the specs of the Palit itself, it has 6 gigs of GDDR5X, which is 8800 megahertz, and continues to have the 192-bit wide memory interface. And it does have 211.2 gigabytes, of memory bandwidth. So what we actually end up with here is a variant that has an even lower memory clock and bandwidth than the 9 Gbps refresh that we saw not too long ago, back in 2017. I know that seems like a long time ago, and I suppose it is, but regardless of all that, we have, again, something that lower memory clock, lower bandwidth than the refresh they've already done. It only has, again, this one, 8.8 Gbps over 192 bits. So this whole thing is just like, why? It very much is just for marketing. It's pretty clear at that point that, yep, there's a little sort of extra bone thrown in there for those of you who like to overclock, sure. But it is basically to be like, hey guys, we've got something as well when the RX 590 comes out. This is Nvidia basically trying to have something new and shiny and fresh for the Christmas period when AMD, of course, come out with the RX 590. So, yeah, a little bit disappointing to be quite honest, given that obviously it does have GDDR5X. You would expect more improvements, a generally better card, that sort of stuff. But, yeah. So basically, the GDDR5X could improve overclocking headroom, but that's about it. At least from what I can judge here. You're welcome to make your own judgments, of course. Anyway, we're going to finish things up with the PlayStation Classic. Now, of course, last month we officially had the confirmation that yes, the PlayStation Classic is a thing. And we had some games that did get confirmed alongside it. But now we finally have the full list of games. And don't get me wrong, there's some cool things here, but overall I'm a little bit disappointed in all honesty, especially given the price tag. So what do we actually have here? We have Battle Arena Toshinden, Cool Borders 2, Destruction Derby, Final Fantasy 7, GTA, Intelligent Cube, Jumping Flash, Metal Gear Solid, Mr. Driller, Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, Rayman, Resident Evil Director's Cut, Revelations, Persona, Ridge Racer Type 4, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, Siphon Filter, Tekken 3, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, Twisted Metal, and Wild Arms. So there's quite a lot of stuff there missing. Now, I would say, okay, Crash and Spyro I would have included, but obviously both of those are been remade or, will be remade. Obviously the Spyro thing isn't out yet, at least I don't think it is. But regardless, those two, you can argue, okay, they've got the remasters, so why would they put them on here? Okay, cool, but you've still got Tomb Raider, you've still got Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3 even, all that sort of stuff. So there's definitely a lot missing from here, I would argue, and given the high price tag, it is a little bit disappointing, but it does come with HDMI cable, USB, and 2 PlayStation controllers, and obviously has a virtual memory card system as well, so no actual memory cards to worry about, not exactly surprising. So obviously your mileage may vary with this one, but I'm a little bit disappointed to be quite frank with you. Anyway, that is me done for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.